All right, everybody, welcome to Friday, day 69 out of 90. This is the 69th day of our Rhino run. We're down to the last 21 days, which tells us we're 21 days away from Louisville hacking better. Everybody on my screen will be in Louisville. I am super excited. This is the most people our Rhino squad, has ever taken to an event, hands down, period. I think our record before this event was low 40s, 42, 43. And I think right now we're pacing just about 60. I still have some of those $100 tickets available that I was able to receive for going to LCD. I think I have 3 or 4. So if you need those $100 tickets, like who can you scoop up and bring with you? I got people coming that have never even drank ketones. They don't have to be a customer. They don't have to be a promoter. Who else do you know that we can shove in a car, pack a suitcase, get on an airplane, get in Louisville for Hacking Better? It's a 2-day event. It's going to be on fire. And speaking of on fire, I'm not saying this to brag or rub it in. The Circle of Champion excursion this time is going to be a fire walk. We're going to walk across burning coals with our bare feet. So literally the Circle of Champions are going to be on fire Friday to kick off the event Saturday. Jarek Robbins did a Zoom with the champions on Monday. I guess the coals are a couple thousand degrees. It's legit. If you stop and take a selfie on the coals, you're going to burn your feet and need the ambulance. He said people have actually done that. They're walking across the coals and they stop to take a selfie. But let's focus. We got 21 days till Hacking Better. We have just till tonight to register tickets, I believe. We're down to the less than 24 hours. So we got to get these tickets registered and in people's names. Who else can we get to Hacking Better? Let's go, go, go. Who's drinking their ketones today? So today's topic is foundation of business building. Foundation. Let's think about, I don't know the definition, but let's think of a foundation. Your house sits on a foundation. Skyscrapers sit on a foundation. How does a 100-story skyscraper stand in the wind? How does a 100-story skyscraper hold all that weight and not sink into the earth? It's got a really, really big, really, really deep foundation. My background is in construction. I watched lots of foundations be built. The foundation at the Bermudian Spring High School, I couldn't even tell you how many truckloads of concrete are in that. It's under the wall that's 16 inches wide is a 48-foot chunk of concrete the whole way around that building. So the wall's a foot, 16 inches, but it sits on 48 inches because it has to distribute that weight. So you have to have a strong foundation. It has to sit on solid ground, or you have to anchor it or use different methods to support the building. If you have a weak foundation, your house will sink, it will settle, it will crack, your roof will start to separate, your foundation will split, you'll have pipes leaking. It's not pretty. I've seen bad foundations. So when we think about the foundation of our building, sometimes we want to hit a rank, hit an achievement. We have a huge goal. We want to go to this rank really, really fast. You haven't built the foundation. We've been ranked 7s for over 2 years. Our foundation hasn't developed to support a rank 8 building. So focus on your foundation, focus on the people that you have, develop levels of leadership where you can start building stories on stories on stories and put more weight on the stories, and they can hold the wind and withstand earthquakes. So foundation, I always think back to building technique. How do you build a big building? You put a solid foundation in the ground. How do you build a big business? Solid foundation. So just take your eyes off yourself. Why do you make yourself better? Others. Let's go help others become better. Stop focusing on yourself. You'll become better in the process. Keep showing up. Keep getting on these Zooms. Keep surrounding yourself with people that are going where you want to go. You will get better in the process. Help other people become better. I love a handful of people that I'm coaching and working very closely with right now, seeing the shift in not only their personal journey with the product, but their business journey, the words coming out of their mouth, like I'm not even gonna mention names, but some of the people that I'm looking at on the screen, like they've come a long way in the last 1-2+ years. Like to see the shift in their language, in their Facebook posts. I'll mention somebody, Pam, your Facebook post the other night, storytelling was phenomenal. It was a scroll stopper. I got the Pam's picture of her smiling really big, and I was like, oh, I hit the see more button, and it was like a book, and I read the entire thing. It just kept catching my attention. So shout out to you, Pam. I've seen the growth changes, but it also goes to show you always show up. I always see you on Zooms. Hi, Missy. Thanks for joining us. We're just rocking and rolling on our foundations of business building. So commit to the things. When you fail, when you think, wait, my notes are a little blurry. Oh, you think you fail if you haven't achieved 100% results. We're on day 69 of the Rhino run. If you've only been on 20, celebrate. You did 20 days of the Rhino run. Celebrate. You're 20 days of coaching and teaching and training better than you were before the 90 days of Rhino runs. Do we all hit our goals every single time? No. Celebrate the little wins. Celebrate the simple steps. And clap for yourself. Like Joseph McClendon, if you've ever been to an event with Joseph McClendon III, he teaches you to jump and high five yourself. But just like myself, I haven't achieved my biggest goal I ever set and prove it. But you know what? I'm too damn stubborn to quit. Like, you're going to have to tranquilize me or lock me in a jail cell. I'm not quitting. Like, I'll never, ever, ever quit. Like, we're just getting started. Prove It's only 4 years old. Imagine what we've accomplished in 4 years. Imagine the technology, the changes in formulas, the size of the company, the countries we're in, everything's better. The social media is better. Like everything that Prove It's doing is better. The gifts in the mail, the books, the catalogs. It's crazy. Like everything is getting better. Actually, I wore my very, very, very first, I think it's Prove It's first ever Prove It shirt. It's a blue shirt, very simple, says ketones greater than glucose. I bumped into it, I'm like, oh my God, is that a new shirt? I love it. No, this is like the oldest one we have, but I got to thinking like how far we've come in 4 years. Like I reflect back a lot and look at like what we've accomplished in 4 years. Most of us are a bunch of winners that haven't won yet. And I promise you, quitting would be the worst thing you could do. Like, it's only getting better from here. It's only getting better. You're getting better. The company's getting better. The products are getting better. The people are getting better. Our team's getting better. Kelly and I are committed. Like, we're not going anywhere. And there's a lot of cool things happening in the Rhino Squad. I'm not going to take time on today's Zoom to talk about, but I can guarantee your success with Prove It will be 98% your attitude, 2% the technique. So many people are focusing the 98% of their energy on the technique, and they have a bad attitude. So when they talk to somebody about ketones or Prove It, instead of them conveying how freaking amazing it is and having a positive attitude, they're so focused on like, what do I say? How do I say it? Oh, I watched this Zoom. I watched this Gary Vaynerchuk video. I need to say it like this. Stop focusing on the technique and just go do the simple steps. Run the play that works. Talk to more people. Make more Facebook posts. And hold on, I lost my note. Okay, so as far as the technique, it's always the fundamentals. It's always the fundamentals. That's what this is what we're talking about, the fundamentals and the foundation of your business. So focus on the little things. Coach John Wooden, who's like one of the Wooden, something like that. He is literally one of the best recognized basketball coaches of all time. The first day at practice, you know what he teaches you to do? He teaches you how to put your socks on, how to put your shoes on, how to lace them properly. Because the last thing he wants you doing is getting a blister. He wants you to have your shoes tied tight so you can get proper traction and footing, and he doesn't want your feet to be sore the next day. Those little things. Why is one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time focused on putting your socks and shoes on? Like, we've been putting socks and shoes on our entire life. Like, I think we know how to put socks and shoes on, but there's a small fundamental of the perfect way to do it. The right way to put your socks on, how to get them in there right, how to get them tight. Are your shoes too big or are your shoes too tight? So the first thing you ever do, if you're going to coach with him, is learn how to put your socks and shoes on. He doesn't start you with how to dribble the ball. He starts with how to put your socks and shoes on. So just focus on the fundamentals. Put your socks and shoes on. Tie your laces properly. You don't want blisters. And sorry, my notes are a little sloppy. I was writing in a hurry. But a lot of our fundamentals are go pro, go MVP, go all-star. When was the last time you broke a go pro, go MVP, or go all-star? Those are fundamentals. As a team, as a Rhino squad, we broke, I think we were up 400% on go MVPs last month. So that's a huge improvement. Those are the things I look for at the end of the month. How many new MVPs do we have? What's my new volume? How much new blood and life am I bringing into the company? And as you coach each other's, hold their hands, but start planting seeds of growth. Paint a bigger picture. Like, how big is this thing going to be? Stop and pause every once in a while. Realize that you can do the technique, but focus on the mind. And if you want to build this, this is how you know. We have 4 things we want to focus on. Volume, you and your customers. As you start with you, taking the product, be the highest level product of the product. Are you being a product of ketones? Are you taking your health seriously? Are you drinking ketones in public? Like people see me drinking ketones all the time. I don't mix. If I have a bottle of water in a cup in my car, I'll stop at Sheetz. I'll go in and buy a bottle of water and I'll shake it up and mix it in Sheetz. Because nobody in my car wants to drink ketones. People in Sheetz want to drink ketones. Same reason I obnoxiously shake my packets at the end of the bar at Starbucks. But you got to focus on your volume with you and your customers, become a product of the product. And when I say be a product of the product, maybe you've been drinking ketones for a year and you already had a great transformation. Maybe it's time to take it another step further. Maybe it's a time to add a little muscle. Maybe it's time to shed just a little bit more fat, to tone, to tighten, to start doing a little bit more on the fitness end. Maybe it's time to repaint your transformation. Like, hey, a year ago, this was my transformation. Bam, here's another transformation. I am a product of ketones. And then other people, let's think of our promoters and our team as franchises. Would you go out and buy a franchise for $100,000 if the franchise company wasn't going to help you get started, help you establish things, help you put systems in place? It's the same thing here. Are you helping your franchisees? You are the franchise owner. You're selling a franchise of you. Whenever you join my business with me, you are joining me. I am the franchisor. You are the franchisee. So I'm selling you, hey, I'm going to show you, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to coach you, I'm going to support you, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to go through the good, the bad, the ugly with you. We're going to rise. We're going to ride the roller coaster together. We're going to have ups, we're going to have downs, but I'm in it with you. I'm not going down. Like if the ship starts sinking, I'm on till the end. We're going down together. Same thing here. Like you'll never see me quit. You'll drag me out of here kicking, screaming. And then ranks. What do the ranks do? That helps you with your money, your freedom, and make sure you're recognizing people. And then leadership. That's the last thing. Like make sure you're becoming a leader. That's going to give you the growth and stability of your business. The better leader you become, the more people can rely on you, the more people trust you, the further and faster this thing will go. But build an all-star team. If you're growing, make sure that everybody on your team's growing. Don't just grow by yourself. You don't want to be the tallest tree in the forest. So just lock arms with your team, do it together, build an all-star team, go out there, rock, roll, seize the moment. And I have one last note here. I can't read it. I wrote it a little too fast. But guys, focus. Think about that every time you're building your team, working on a training, meeting with somebody, talking about ketones, you're building a big foundation. You've got to build a big foundation before you can build a tall building, especially if you live somewhere where there's earthquakes or high winds. You need an extra strong foundation. The way you build a foundation in Pennsylvania isn't the way you build a foundation in Atlanta, Georgia. Their soil's a lot softer and more sand. Same thing if you're building a house on the beaches of, I don't know, wherever, but if you're building a house on the beach, you have to deal with water, winds, waves, tornadoes, hurricanes. Not tornadoes, those are in the Midwest, but hurricanes, high winds, waves, crashing, flooding. So the way you build a foundation in South Central Pennsylvania is different than the way you build a foundation in Alaska. They have more freezing and more weather and different things. So think about it. You're building a foundation. Is your foundation going to support the team? Is your foundation going to be big enough to support the volume? Is your foundation going to be big enough, strong enough to do the things you want to do and achieve your goals? But now I feel like I'm rambling. We are under 20 minutes. That was my goal today. It's Friday. Today's best day. People are in the best mood on Friday. And guess what today is? Today's the last day for Keto Reboots. So let's focus on getting these hacking better tickets cranked out. And let's focus on getting reboots. Today's the last day for reboots, which reminds me of a few people that I have to get reboot kits to. So that's all I have for today, guys. You're amazing. So good seeing everybody's faces. We will talk to you on the next Zoom. See you Sunday night for our fireside chat. Until then, we'll talk later.